Do you want to hear the truth? Or just a great but false UFO story? There is a lot of UFO stories with flying objects, body of aliens and so on, but they're false. This story is the truth, but to understand what happened, you need some information first. These are...
People get ready.
Today, the moon is still on its journey edging away from Earth at 1.5 inches per year. Even from 250,000 miles out in space, its gravitational pull can still affect our planet. It is suggested that the moon can trigger volcanoes, but geologist James Birkeland argues that it has a far more destructive role. He believes that the moon triggers earthquakes, quakes that kill many thousands of people.
Lining up the sun, moon, and Earth often can trigger quakes.
The Earth's crust is made up of 7 tectonic plates that bump and grind against each other, creating a series of fault lines. At these points, the opposing plates scrape against each other, sometimes slipping or pushing upwards. This sudden movement causes earthquakes. Birkeland thinks that the relative position of the moon and sun above these fault lines is critical in the triggering of earthquakes.
When I saw the ocean tides due to the passage of the moon, then it occurred to me that perhaps it might loosen up the fault lines and sort of lubricate the faults and make them easier to slip.
He monitors the location of the sun and the moon during the lunar cycle as they pass over these danger zones. He also factors in how close the moon is to Earth, since the moon's orbit isn't a perfect circle, it's elliptical. The nearest point of the moon's orbit is called perigee, and its furthest is called apogee. At perigee, the moon's pull on the Earth is 20% stronger than at apogee.
Now the Earth is here, and the moon travels around the Earth in a very elliptical orbit. It's exaggerated here, but when it's at its near point, we call it perigee, it's only about 221,000 miles away from the Earth. When the moon is close, its effect on our tides is far greater than it is over here at the far point, at apogee, 253,000 miles away, just 2 weeks later.
By combining all this information, Birkeland calculates how much pressure the moon is putting on certain fault lines around the world as it passes overhead. He suggests that a new moon at perigee can actually cause unstable fault lines to slip. His technique has allowed him to predict several earthquakes in the past decade. However, in 2004, Birkeland predicts that a huge earthquake will occur around the time of the full moon, just after Christmas. The earthquake that triggers the Indian Ocean tsunami duly occurs on December 26, 2004, at a full moon.
But 7 days earlier someone gave mankind a warning. A big meteor exploded above Jakarta, the capital of Indonesia. This could be a coincidence, but the probability is very small. More likely is it rather that someone threw the meteor, but who? Can you throw a stone just like this? Sure. But from space? No. So you cannot make dirty tricks yet, mankind. Therefore we have an alien copyright. The marker is like an animal footprint we have found here. Now we just have to find the animal itself, but how?
Follow the trail.
People get ready.
Follow the trail.
There's a train coming.
Follow the trail.
You don't need no ticket.
Follow the trail.
You can just step on board.